Hey guys, welcome back to Session 10 of Introduction to Linux OS. As always, I'll be your instructor, Kevin Downs. I'm looking forward to having you in our 10th session here of Introduction to Linux OS. Today we're going to be covering desktop environments. Last course we went over backup media, Unix device names, tar and CPIO, file transport and conversion with DD. Today we're going to be covering KDE menus, toolbars and tools, Gnome menus and tools, LibreOffice, and its programs such as Write, Calc, Impress, Math, Draw, Base. We're going to also introduce you to Ubuntu and Debian. Let's jump right in with KDE here. KDE is an international free software community that develops free and open source based software. Well-known products include the Plasma desktop, KDE frameworks, and a range of cross-platform applications designed to run on modern Unix-like and Microsoft Windows systems. It further provides tools and documentation for developers that enables them to write software. This supporting role makes KDE a central development hub and home for many popular applications and projects like Calligra Suite, Krita, or Digicam. Gnome is a desktop environment composed of free and open source software that runs on Linux and most BSD derivatives. Gnome was originally an acronym for GNU Network Object Model Environment. The acronym was dropped because it no longer reflected the version of the Gnome project. And guys, anytime you see GNU, most people are going to pronounce that or say that as GNU instead of saying GNU. Gnome is developed by the Gnome project, part of the GNU project. The Gnome project is composed of both volunteers and paid contributors, the largest corporation contributor being Red Hat. It is an international project that aims to develop software frameworks for the development of software, to program end-user applications based on these frameworks, and to coordinate efforts for internationalization and localization and accessibility of that software. So on most of these environments and desktops, you're going to notice they have LibreOffice, which has the following packages: Write, which is similar to Microsoft Word, Calc, which is similar to Microsoft Excel, Impress, which is similar to Microsoft PowerPoint, Math, which is designed for creating and editing mathematical formula, Draw, which is similar to Microsoft Visio, and finally Base, which is similar to Microsoft Access. Let's go ahead and check out a couple of those here on our Ubuntu desktop. So if you see here on the left-hand side, we see LibreOffice Writer right here. We're going to click on that, we'll open it, and you'll notice it's pretty similar to Word. So we've got some text editing options up here, formats, styles, things like that. Let's go and exit out of that. We see Calc spreadsheet here. And this is very similar to Excel spreadsheet. Similar functions, similar style. You can also see Impress, which looks a lot like PowerPoint with slight differences. And we have Math, which we can use to create formulas, and Draw, which we can use to create and design things. And we got many others as well. If we also look on the left-hand side here, guys, we see a little Start button. And if we click on that, we can always search for things that we're looking for. So this guy right here. So in this top search bar, I can type in things that I'd like to find, such as Calc, Impress, and others. So if you're having trouble finding something, you can always click on this little Start Application bar and search there. To get out of this, we just hit Escape. Let's head back to our PowerPoint. So Ubuntu is what we've been primarily using in this class on our virtual box. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more in depth about Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a free, stable, and secure operating system that you can try out risk-free. Ubuntu comes at a tempting price and offers many of the advantages of popular commercial operating systems such as Windows and OS X, which is going to be Mac. But does its potential drawbacks, manual installation and possible compatibility issues, outweigh its benefits? To answer this, let's go ahead and look at how Ubuntu compares to the two best-known operating systems, which are Microsoft Windows and Apple OS X. The The most obvious way is in the licensing and distribution terms. Ubuntu is free software, a term which is often misunderstood to mean only free of cost. While Ubuntu is free of cost, the term free software more accurately refers to the freedom to run the program for any purpose, to study how the program works, and to modify it to your needs, to redistribute copies, and to improve the program and release your improvements to the public. Ubuntu also includes many of the programs used for everyday computing at no cost, unlike Windows and OS X. It also offers Office Suite, a full Office suite with a word processor, spreadsheet, presentation software that can read and write in doc, LXS, and PowerPoint formats. It can also output to PDF and supports for electronic Office documents. So this is very handy when we're trying to communicating with people who are still on a Windows OS or maybe Mac OS. So it allows for some cross play there. We also have a desktop email client, an email program with a similar interface to Microsoft Outlook. Let's go ahead and check that out real quick. That's going to be on our left-hand side here. That's going to be this little guy here, Thunderbird email. So when I open that up, you're going to see I have to set up my email address, which I haven't done, but it's going to be very similar to Outlook. We also have a web browser, Firefox, which is the increasingly popular web browser choice. We have databases. The best known open source databases on Linux are Postgres, SQL, and MySQL. But commercial databases such as Oracle and IBM's DB2 are also available. There are also tools like Gnome that provide an easy way to use graphical interface for designing and editing databases. And there are also other advantages to Ubuntu. Ubuntu's online application guides list some Ubuntu-compatible applications that allow you to edit images, listen to and manage music, edit and watch videos, read PDFs, connect to instant messaging services from MSN, AOL, Google, Yahoo, and more. So let's head back to our virtual box. Let me show you here. So we can actually use Firefox here, which is just on the left-hand side. And you can even download Chrome on here if you would like. So it allows for you to pick web browsers that suit your needs. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. Close tabs. Let's head back to our PowerPoint. So let's go ahead and switch over our focus to Debian. Debian systems currently use the Linux kernel or the FreeBSD kernel. Linux is a piece of software started by Linus Torvalds and supported by thousands of programmers worldwide. FreeBSD is an operating system including a kernel and other software. And guys, we've been talking about Unix a lot, but Linux is really what most people are using now. Unix is something that isn't used quite often anymore. It's going to be very rare that you actually run into a Unix operating system. Instead, you're going to be using Linux primarily. There are many cases of machines that run for over a year without rebooting. Even then, they are only rebooted due to a power failure or a hardware upgrade. Compare that to other systems that crash multiple times a day. And guys, with my job here at IBM, I can vouch for this. There are many servers that I administer that we haven't rebooted in years. And typically, we don't want to reboot a server unless we have to, okay? Unknown to many, anything sent over the net can be read by any machine between you and the receiver. Debian has packages of the famous GPG and PGP software which allows mail to be sent privately between users. In addition, SSH or Secure Shell allows you to create secure connections to other machines which have SSH installed, meaning anything you send over that connection is going to be encrypted and it's not going to be in plain text, which can't be read. But don't take our word for it. Try Debian for yourself. Since hard disk space has become less expensive, you can probably spare about 2 gigabytes. If you don't want or need a graphical desktop, 600 megabytes is going to be more than enough to run Debian. So in summary, guys, we went over some KDE menu toolbars and tools. We went over some GNOME menus and tools. We went over the LibreOffice available on these desktops such as Write, Calc, Impress, Math, Draw, and Base. And we also introduced you to Ubuntu and Debian. As always, guys, please don't hesitate to reach out and click on these links for some private tutoring sessions available for system administrator management. There are weekly and monthly plans available. There's also Linux and Bash scripting available with private tutoring sessions. So we do have some more system admin training, and actually after this course, we're going to do some homework assignments for you. But to enhance your learning and continue, you can look into Intro to Cybersecurity, Introduction to Cloud Technology, learn how to manage Windows servers. We have Introduction to Database Design, learn SQL programming by examples, Introduction to NoSQL database design, learn Graph database design by examples. We also have a comprehensive list of all Linux OS distributions available here at this link. We also have some more info on what is a Linux operating system and how it works. And we have a comprehensive review of Linux file system architecture and management at this link here as well. We also have a comprehensive review of how Linux file and directory system works, as well as a comprehensive list of all special purpose Linux distributions, in conjunction with a list of all secure Linux distributions for cybersecurity professionals. So some classes to take after this, guys, will be Learn PHP Programming, Intro to Linux Bash Scripting, which is also going to be taught by me. We have Linux Management for System Admins, which again is going to be a course that I teach and instruct, so I'd love to see you guys in both of these courses here. And then we have Intro to HTML and CSS. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on Session 10 here. After this, we're going to be going over some homework assignment for you guys. I'll be taking you through those with examples and instructions how to do it. So be looking forward to seeing you there.